Hey, I'm Patrick Sweeney. Welcome to another Fear is Fuel video. As you can tell, I'm going nowhere in a hurry. I was speaking at a conference a few weeks ago, and I had some people ask me about different things you can do to build courageousness and work with some of the new neuro research. And one of the things I've done over the past couple of years is I've developed a morning routine that's 5 specific things that help build up your courage, your performance, and also your mental acuity, really working the neuroplasticity. So I'm going to share those 5 things with you today, and you can take whatever you like and adopt them to your own lifestyle. At the end, I'll share the biggest benefits and also one of the surprising benefits that came from me starting this routine. So first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, no matter where I am, is meditation. And I've been doing this for over 25 years since I was training for the Olympics, but I've started doing something new the past 2 years called Tumo meditation from these Tibetan monks that's really made famous by a guy named Wim Hof. And basically the principle behind it is oxygen deprivation and increasing your ability to stimulate your immune system. The way you do it is to take 30 breaths in as deeply as you can, and then just let them come out naturally. So you take 30, and then let it all out, and hold it out as long as you can. The first time I usually do this for about a minute, minute and a half. Then you do another 30, hold it out as long as you can. Now you'll see it's getting up to 2 minutes. Take a breath in, and then tighten up all your muscles and try and squeeze the oxygen up to your brain. And on the third one, instead of letting it all out, you take in as deep a breath as you can and you hold it. And what I found is doing this, I went from being able to hold my breath for about a minute and a half to January this year doing 5 minutes and 4 seconds. And a huge difference, obviously, in oxygen deprivation. I've known about for a long time, training at altitude, increased red blood cells. But the ability to stimulate your immune system consciously by doing this is one of the big benefits of it. Especially with me spending so much time on a plane, if you're like me and you want to stay healthy, you hate getting sick for a lot of reasons, it's a good way to do it. There's one more I'm going to tell you that's a big benefit for that as well. So that's how I start out with meditation. Second thing, when I wake up, I usually have a cup of coffee, and I call it adventure coffee. My friend Dave Asprey started the whole movement with bulletproof coffee. Same thing, multi-chain triglyceride oil, something like coconut oil, in my coffee with a little bit of grass-fed butter in there as well. But the important thing is that I take a probiotic and I take omega-3s in the morning. And the research that just came out in the summer 2017 has shown that a higher level of healthy gut bacteria increases your ability to turn off your amygdala. So you're more courageous if you have healthier gut bacteria. Then you're less likely to react and make bad decisions because you can shut off that fight, flight, or fear response. So gut bacteria is huge. An easy way to do that is probiotics. Eating stuff like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, those type of things that have a lot of live bacteria in it that are good for your gut is another critical one. So first thing's meditation, second thing is probiotic in the gut. Third thing I do then is exercise. And no matter the time of year, I'm always outside, usually just in shorts or shorts and a t-shirt, and forces your body to adapt to any conditions. But exercising early in the morning is a great way to increase the blood flow to the brain and get you ready to learn. And in fact, if you want to learn anything, doing it first thing in the morning, basically after your brain has had a chance to clean up all the broken neural connections, is one of the best times to learn. I often do it when I'm on the bike or when I'm working out in the morning. I'll work on learning French or practicing a speech or something like that, and you get a much higher retention and you get a much better understanding of what you're trying to learn if you do it first thing in the morning. So the exercise is critical. The next two things are easy, and any guy can do them. But the first one, anyone can do, and that's to take a cold shower. So I always take a 5-minute cold shower, and this does a couple of things. Number one, for men, it increases testosterone. Number two, for anyone, it increases an antioxidant called glutathione, which is really difficult to get in other ways. And number three, it helps increase something we all used to have, but most people don't anymore, and it's called brown fat. So a 5-minute cold shower, and everyone I've talked to, I've done this in my Google Talk, my TED Talk, and everything else. Everyone I've talked to says, oh no, I can never take a cold shower. And the first week is pretty tough, but start out with 30 seconds, increase it to a minute, and then by the time you get up to a 5-minute shower, it actually feels pretty good. And you know, I always feel pretty proud of myself for standing under 40-degree water for 5 minutes without totally freaking out. The last thing I do is shave with a straight razor. I do this for a couple of reasons, and this is the one that a little tougher for the women to try, but it's an activity that I do for two reasons. One, because I hated the idea of throwing out disposable razors and just kind of increasing trash and everything else. But two, because it forces you to be totally present, and it helps work on the mental wiring that keeps you present and focused in the moment and noticing things. And the big difference is that you can't think about anything else when you're shaving with a straight razor. You have to be totally focused and in the moment. It's a lot like a lot of sports some of you might do, rock climbing or yoga or dance or whatever, and you have to be totally focused. So that's my morning routine, those 5 things. What I found is it's really helped my focus and my presence, and it's helped me increase what I can take in consciously. So subconsciously, most people take in 90% of their information through their different cortices, visual, auditory, that sort of thing, and 10% consciously, and we realize it. So by this morning routine, not only does it help me be more courageous, it helps me be more present and notice a lot more stuff that's going on around me. And that means noticing colors, people, sounds, everything else. That's been the big benefit. And it definitely does help when you're building up an immune system and healthy gut bacteria and everything else. The second benefit that kind of came as a surprise is I sleep like a baby. I'll go, you know, even if it's 5 hours of sleep, I'll sleep way through without waking up. I'll be refreshed. If I can get someplace where I'm not under pressure, I can get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, sleep like a baby. So that's my morning routine. I hope there's something there that you can get a benefit of. If you like this, click the thumbs up and leave a comment down there if you have any ideas, and make sure you subscribe if you want to get more information like this. I'm Patrick Sweeney. Until next time, live big.